I guess it's always just kind of stemmed from kind of a competitiveness, like not necessarily with other people, but just with myself, to hold myself to a standard that I know I can achieve, and always challenging myself to push my limits. And I think I've definitely done that here in my 4 years at LHS.
To say Lebanon senior Justin Garrard pushed his limits during his time at Lebanon High School is an understatement. The Lilly Scholar amassed more than just a few honors while walking the halls of LHS. Those honors go along with his 4.5 GPA on a 4-point scale.
It's all a matter of how much you want to challenge yourself and how much you are going to be willing to not suffer, but definitely, suffer is not the right word. At times it might feel like suffering, but you're definitely, you're signing yourself up for college classes, so there is going to be the college rigor.
But it's more than just books for Garrard. He was on the football team. He's an editor for the school paper. He's a member of the Key Club, and he just happens to be the class president. But his lifelong goal is to make a difference on a local and global level.
I have kind of varied interests that when I tell people, they are like, well, how are you fitting all that together? But I really like engineering, and specifically computers. So I'm going to study computer science and computer engineering at the University of Notre Dame. And I'm also planning to minor in public policy. So that's the part that kind of trips people up. I'm looking at getting into, as far as like cybersecurity, where the government limitations should be on how involved the government is on monitoring people's cyber activity, and then how much of a responsibility the government has or the private sector has in protecting people's individual cybersecurity, their cybersecurity privacy.
Justin's already gotten a head start on his goal. Last summer, he interned with the Naval Surface Warfare Center in southern Indiana. This summer's a pretty busy one, too.
This summer, I'll be doing leadership development on a wilderness adventure type thing. And so I'll be in Maine backpacking, canoeing, and that'll be very cool. And then the following summers, I have a social justice summer where I do I address a global problem, and I try to find solutions for it.
Oh, we're going this way.
You know the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child? Well, Justin says that phrase applies to him. He says he's thankful his village was Lebanon, Indiana.
The education within the community is very personalized and very focused on, if you give us the effort, we will more than return it, and we'll do whatever you need us to do to make you succeed. There's always a teacher at some level who is interested in seeing you succeed, and seeing you succeed at what you like to do.
He's a great example in my mind of where talent meets hard work. He's got a tremendous amount of aptitude, no doubt about it, but his work ethic, his work volume is tremendous. And I think a lot of people see Justin's success, but they don't realize the work ethic he has behind this success.
That's kind of been the goal, is to not necessarily be remembered, but make an impact. And those are two very different things. You've got to think short term, and you've got to think long term at the same time, but not as specifically long term. You've got to think short term as far as what can I do today to make the community a better place for anyone else, someone else. And then long term, what is not necessarily what do I want people to do to remember me, or it's more of how do I want people to remember me. And I think that would be more important to me, is the impression I leave on people when I come back 4 or 5 years after having graduated from LHS.